Right now, your life is happening, not someday, not next year, right now, and the truth. Most people are sleepwalking through it, eyes open, soul shut, pretending they've got time. Pretending that playing small doesn't come at a cost. Pretending that the version of themselves they've settled into is just the way it is. But you know better, you feel it in your gut, that ache. That whisper, that raw gnawing inside you that says, this is not who I'm meant to be. And the tragedy, most people bury that voice, drown it in distraction, drown it in excuses, drown it in a life that looks fine on the outside, but is suffocatingly average on the inside. Let me be clear, the cost of staying the same is your damn future, the dreams you're deferring, the confidence you keep postponing, the love, the fire, the power that you know is inside you. You don't get them by waiting. You get them by deciding. So this isn't a speech, this is a line in the sand, this is a war cry for your next level. This is the moment where you either rise or retreat, and if you're ready to rise. If you're done being a version of you that plays nice, plays scared, or plays small, then let's rip it open right now, because it all begins with this. You don't need a new life, you need a new standard. That's it. That's the rupture. That's the reset. That's the rebirth. It's not your circumstances holding you back. It's the standard you've allowed. You've tolerated too much. You've accepted being tired, overwhelmed, unfocused, reactive. You've settled for average effort and hoped for extraordinary results. But let me tell you what I've learned from breaking, rebuilding, and rising over and over again. Your life will never exceed your lowest standard. So if you want to change your world, you change what the hell you allow. You raise the line in the sand. You draw a new circle around your identity. You stop letting comfort dictate your worth. What you tolerate becomes your identity. What you allow becomes your legacy, and what you demand becomes your destiny. This moment isn't about motivation, it's about revolution. This is where you demand more from yourself than you ever have before. Because no one is coming to rescue you. You are the damn rescue. You are the power source. You are the spark. So stop negotiating with mediocrity. Raise your standard right now, because the moment you do, the world changes because you changed. Let's go. You are not your past, you are your decision to rise. I don't care where you've been. I don't care how bad it got. I don't care what they did, what you did, or what was taken from you. Because right now, right here, in this moment, your history ends and your destiny begins. The past is not your prison unless you keep decorating the cell. Too many people walk around with invisible chains dragging behind them the weight of every mistake, every heartbreak, every betrayal. It becomes their identity, it becomes their story, and listen to me, your story is the software that runs your entire life. Change the story, change the strategy, change your entire existence, period. You're not broken, you're becoming. You're not a failure, you're a furnace that's forged strength from fire. There's not a single champion you admire who wasn't scarred, doubted, dismissed. The difference. They decided. They didn't wait for permission. They didn't wait for healing to magically fall from the sky. They stood up bleeding, shaking, unsure, and said, "This will not be my end. This will be my origin." And you can too. Some of you have rehearsed your pain more than you've rehearsed your power. You've built an altar to the trauma. You've made a home in the suffering. You tell the story again and again, not because you want sympathy, but because it explains why you feel stuck. Because it gives you identity. And identity is the most powerful force in the human personality. We will do anything to remain consistent with who we believe we are. But let me tell you something. If the identity is a lie, so is the life. If you think you're not good enough, you'll sabotage anything great. If you think you're always the one who gets abandoned, you'll subconsciously push people away. If you think your worth is tied to your past, you'll carry your old story into every new chapter and wonder why nothing changes. Enough. Right now, you've got to stand up inside yourself. You've got to draw a line in the sand and say, I am not my trauma. I am not my shame. I am not my scars. I am the one who writes what comes next. You are the author. You hold the pen, and every morning you wake up is a fresh page. You don't need a new life. You need a new lens. The same fire that once burned you can be the fire that fuels you, but only if you stop seeing your past as a verdict and start seeing it as your training ground. Your pain did not come to destroy you. It came to develop you. And if you keep waiting for someone to come fix it, if you keep waiting for the apology that never comes, for the perfect moment that never arrives, your future will be nothing but recycled pain on repeat. You want breakthrough, then declare it. I am not my past, I am my decision to rise. Own that, tattoo it on your soul, and then act like it's already true. Because your brain doesn't care what's real, it cares what you repeatedly tell it. You repeat the lie, it believes the lie. You repeat the truth with certainty and emotion and intensity, your identity begins to shift. So speak it, move like it, train like it, love like it, lead like it. And don't you ever again bow down to a story that disrespects the warrior you were born to be. Now listen, rule your mind or be ruled by your patterns. The battlefield is not out there, it's in here. Between your ears, behind your eyes, in that little loop of language you speak to yourself that no one else hears. Because it's not the world that stops you, it's your programming. It's the thought before the action. The meaning before the movement, the identity before the strategy. If you think you're not a leader, you'll never step up. If you think you're not worthy, you'll never receive love. If you think you always fail, you'll quit right before the win. So the question is, who is programming your mind? Is it you? Or your pain? Is it you? Or your environment? Is it you? Or that voice from 10 years ago that you've kept alive with repetition? You are the king or queen of your inner world, but only if you take the throne. And that means becoming violently conscious of what you allow in. You wouldn't let a thief walk into your house and trash everything, but you let your mind be invaded by fear, self-doubt, jealousy, comparison, distraction. Every day, and you call it normal. It's not normal, it's dangerous, because those thoughts, they don't just visit, they build homes. They become patterns, habits, beliefs, and once a belief is installed, your nervous system follows it like a GPS. You need to interrupt the pattern right now. You need to catch the thought mid-sentence and say, that is not my voice. That is not my truth. You need to build a new script so strong, so fierce, so aligned with your highest self that your brain doesn't have a choice. It must follow the leader. And you are that leader. This is not about fake positivity. It's about mental sovereignty. It's about taking back the steering wheel of your life. Because let me tell you something, most people aren't driving their lives, they're passengers in a car built by their past, driven by fear, headed straight for regret. Not you, not anymore. From this moment on, you declare, my mind is my kingdom, I rule it. You declare war on the old pattern. You identify it, isolate it, and replace it. You install a new command system that says, I don't negotiate with weakness. I think like a creator. I feed what fuels me. I filter my focus with obsession. This isn't hype. This is neuroscience in motion. This is identity architecture. And when you master this, when you wire in truth with intensity, your actions change, your physiology changes, your energy shifts. People feel you before you say a word. Because there is nothing more powerful than a human being who is no longer owned by their old story and no longer ruled by their old patterns. You are that human being. You are not your past. You are your decision to rise. And your mind is your kingdom. Rule it. Now go lead. You don't wait for confidence. You create it. Stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting to feel worthy. Stop waiting for some imaginary version of yourself to show up and finally be confident enough. That person you're waiting for, they're not coming because that version of you is waiting for you to act first. Confidence is not a feeling you chase. It's a byproduct of what you do when you're scared and still step forward. Some of you have spent your whole life thinking confidence is this magical state you earn after achieving, after proving, after permission. But it's a lie. Confidence is not something you find. Confidence is something you build. Like muscle, like grit, like character, and if you're not creating it daily, you're atrophy. In motion, we are not born confident, we are born wired for survival, and survival is afraid. Survival avoids risk. Survival says, don't speak up, they might judge you. Don't try that you might fail. Stay safe, stay small, stay unseen. You know what that is. That's your default programming, not your truth, not your power. Your wiring, and if you don't interrupt it, it will own you. You don't need more confidence to take action. You need more courage. Courage comes first. Courage is messy, it shakes, it sweats, it stumbles. But it moves, and in that movement, you build evidence, and that evidence becomes belief. Belief doesn't show up at the start line, it grows because you ran anyway. Some of you are waiting to feel qualified. But the people who do extraordinary things in this life are almost never qualified in the beginning. They get qualified by getting in the arena. They get qualified by falling on their face and getting up again. They earn confidence in the arena, not in the audience. You think confident people have something you don't? No, they just have a different ritual. They do the hard thing, the scary thing, the thing that triggers growth. And they do it repeatedly until the mind has no choice but to upgrade its identity. Confidence is not a crown placed on your head, it's armor you forge under pressure, and you need to start forging now. Not tomorrow, not when you have the degree, not when they finally recognize you, now, because the clock is ticking. There are people who need your voice, your vision, your impact, and they will never receive it if you keep shrinking behind the lie of "I'm not ready yet." You're not ready because you haven't moved, you haven't stepped, you haven't earned the belief. You don't get belief by sitting still, you get it by risking rejection and showing up anyway. Repetition creates certainty. Certainty becomes identity, and identity dictates destiny. So make the move, launch the business, record the video, have the conversation, ask for the raise, speak in the room, lead the meeting, post the message. Try the thing that scares you enough to make your hands sweat. Because right now, not later, not next month, not when it's perfect, right now is your confidence. Building opportunity. Burn this into your nervous system. I do not wait for confidence. I create it, now move, and when fear rises because it will, you smile and say, good, this is the rep. Because I do hard things because I'm built for it. Let's go deeper. Hard is not the enemy. Hard is your ally. Hard is the door you've been avoiding, the one that hides your potential on the other side. Every time you run from hard, you run from the future you were built for. We live in a world that worships comfort. But comfort is a lie. Comfort is a cage with velvet walls. Looks nice, feels safe, but it kills dreams in silence. And some of you hear me, you're dying in comfort. You're dying while numbing yourself with distractions and excuses and false starts. You're coasting through days like there's always tomorrow, but there isn't always a tomorrow, there is now, and the truth is, you are capable of more than you've ever allowed yourself to feel, but you'll never access it in soft environments. You need resistance, you need friction, you need that burn, because pressure doesn't crush you, it clarifies you. Diamonds are made in pressure, steel is forged in flame, champions are sculpted in chaos. So stop looking for the easy way out. Stop praying for life to get lighter. You're not here to float, you're here to fight for the future that's calling you. And that fight, it starts with one belief: I do hard things because I'm built for it. That means when it gets uncomfortable, you lean in. When it gets scary, you breathe and stay. When it hurts, you push one rep further. You've been lied to. You've been told hard things mean you're on the wrong path. No, hard things mean you're finally stepping into something worth building. Pain doesn't mean stop. Pain means grow. Discomfort isn't danger, it's direction. Think about this. The hardest things you've ever done, they didn't break you, they built you. The pain you thought would destroy you, it carved character. The challenge you cursed, it gave you tools. And here's the kicker, you haven't even scratched the surface. You think you've gone deep. You think you've given your all, but that's just the version of you that's adapted to easy. There's a deeper gear, a level inside you that's been waiting patiently for you to wake the hell up and claim it. It's the voice inside that says, push, fight, focus, one more. You tap into that, and suddenly hard becomes sacred, because hard is where we meet the real self, the one that doesn't break, the one that doesn't fold. The one that becomes unstoppable. So next time it's hard, say good. Next time you want to quit, say perfect. Next time it sucks, say this is what I trained for, because this is your arena, this is your opportunity. And you were built for this, not to survive it, to rise through it. Confidence is earned in this space. Power is forged in this space. Legacy is written in this space. You want to know who you are, then step into the fire. And don't come out until the world sees what you've always known was in there. You do hard things because you're built for it. Discipline is the gateway to self-respect. You want to feel powerful. You want to walk into a room and own it without saying a word. You want that unshakable belief that no matter what life throws at you, you can handle it. Then stop chasing motivation and start demanding discipline. Because let's get something straight, motivation is a mood. Discipline is a muscle. Motivation is what gets you started when it's easy. Discipline is what keeps you moving when every cell in your body is screaming to quit. Discipline is what builds self-respect. And self-respect is what fuels real confidence. You can't buy it. You can't fake it. You can't talk your way into it. You earn it in private, in pain, when no one's watching and you still choose to rise. Look in the mirror, be honest. Do you respect yourself, not love yourself, not like yourself, not feel good about your affirmations? Do you respect yourself? Because self-respect is not built from thoughts, it's built from execution. You can't meditate your way into it. You have to do the work you said you'd do, especially when you don't feel like doing it. Discipline is the daily proof that your word means something to you. You hit that alarm instead of snoozing, that's respect. You keep the promise to eat clean when no one's looking, that's respect. You show up to train when it's pouring rain and your body says no, that's respect. And every time you follow through, every time you override your feelings with your standards, you cast a vote for the future you. You're not just building habits, you're building a reputation with yourself. And here's the truth. The strongest people in the world are not driven by hype, they're anchored in discipline. And that discipline earns them something no one can take away: inner power. Not the kind that comes and goes depending on external results. I'm talking about the kind that wakes up at 5 a.m. and does the thing because that's who the hell you are now, period. You want to change your life. Change what you tolerate from yourself. Draw the line, raise the bar. Stop negotiating with weakness like it deserves a seat at your table. There's a version of you that only shows up after you've followed through 100 days in a row, when no one clapped for you, when no one said thank you, when everything in you wanted to back down. That version is indestructible. That version runs toward resistance. That version knows their worth because they earned it through grit, not praise. And some of you, listen close, you don't lack clarity. You don't lack passion, you don't lack talent, you lack discipline. That's the only gap between the life you have and the life you want. You want to feel proud when you look in the mirror, then earn it. With relentless follow-through, with unshakable standards, with daily execution that makes you bulletproof. This isn't just about achieving goals. This is about becoming the kind of person who doesn't betray their word. That's how you build power. That's how you build pride. That's how you build freedom. Discipline is the gateway to self-respect, and self-respect is the foundation of everything. Now let's go deeper. Everything you need is already in you. Wake it up. Stop looking outside. Stop waiting for the course, the coach, the timing, the plan, the permission. You are not missing anything. You are not broken. You are not lacking. You are dormant. You are asleep. And it's time right now to wake up the giant inside you. There is power in you that hasn't been accessed yet because you keep looking out there instead of in here. But every hero you admire, every legend you follow, every person you call next level, they didn't have more than you. They activated more than you. The difference is not talent. The difference is not luck. The difference is activation. It's about unleashing what's already inside. But you'll never activate that power while living soft. You'll never tap into your greatness if you keep playing small. You will never meet your true self if you keep running from challenge. Because the version of you with fire in their eyes, the version of you who leads, builds, impacts, dominates, that version isn't out there. They're buried underneath years of conditioning, fear, hesitation, and distraction. You were born with everything you need. What's been missing is access, and you access it through pressure, through commitment, through movement, through radical ownership of your life. That means no more excuses. No more waiting for someone to save you. No more numbing, pausing, drifting, delaying. Enough. You wake it up with decision. You wake it up with massive action. You wake it up with intensity, hunger, purpose, movement, and fire. This is not a personality trait. This is your identity waiting to be claimed. It's not about feeling powerful. It's about choosing to be powerful even when you feel broken. You want your edge back. Go take it. You want your fire back. Stop waiting for life to hand it to you. Go create it. You want to shift. Then stand up right now and reclaim the parts of you you've abandoned. The leader, the warrior, the creator, the breaker of generational cycles, the builder of legacies. That person lives inside you, not in someone else, not in a book, not in a guru, you. And every day you don't move toward that version, you betray what you were built for. But here's the good news. You're one decision away, one action away, one bold, radical moment of ownership away from waking up that part of you. So stop saying someday. Stop saying I need to figure it out. Start saying I've had enough. Start saying it's already in me. Start saying I was born for this and I will no longer live beneath my potential. You don't need more time, you need more intensity. You don't need a new plan, you need full commitment. You don't need someone to believe in you. You need to finally believe in your own damn power, because the version of you who breaks through, they're already inside. Now wake them up. Discipline is the gateway to self-respect. You are not your past. You are the pattern you decide to break today. Stop dragging your history into your destiny. Whatever happened before this moment, the trauma, the betrayal, the failure, the addiction, the silence, the shame, it is not who you are. That's just what you've survived. It's not your identity. It's not your destiny. Too many of you are rehearsing pain like it's a script you're still obligated to act out. But that role is over. Rip up the damn script. You've outgrown that character. You don't owe the past anything but perspective. Let it teach you, but don't let it lead you. You think your story defines you. It doesn't. Your standards do. Your decisions do. Your patterns do. Patterns are what shape you, not events. Not what happened once, but what you repeat. Not what hurt you, but what you allow to continue. So let me ask you, what are you still carrying that no longer belongs to the person you're becoming? What belief, what behavior, what identity? Some of you are still chained to choices you made a decade ago, still letting them whisper lies into your future. You say, that's just the way I am. No, that's just the way you trained yourself to be. Patterns can be broken, decisions can be remade, and you can be reborn in real time. Every time you say, that's just who I am, you lock yourself in a cage you already have the key to. You are not your mistakes. You are not your failures. You are not your childhood. You are not the dysfunction you were raised in. You are not your worst day. You are not the person they made you believe you were. You are the pattern you choose to interrupt today. That means the moment you decide to stop playing out the same story, the people, pleasing, the self, sabotage, the hiding, the settling, you take your power back. This is what real change looks like. It's not just a new goal. It's a new identity. It's saying, I will no longer operate from who I was. I will rise as who I was born to be. And yes, it's going to feel unfamiliar. It's going to feel like rebellion, because it is. It's a rebellion against every limiting belief, every toxic cycle, every voice that told you to play small, stay quiet, or wait your turn. Break it, because the minute you interrupt that old pattern, you rewrite the rules of your life. You start shifting the gravitational pull of everything around you, your relationships, your income, your energy, your confidence. And this is not just about you. This is about every soul your breakthrough will impact. When you break the pattern, you don't just change your life. You change your bloodline. You change your legacy. You become the one who ended the excuses, the fear, the generational noise. You want power. You want peace, you want freedom, then break the damn pattern today. Now lean in. Your life is a reflection of what you've settled for. Raise the bar. No more soft standards. No more watered-down goals. No more being available for mediocrity. Raise the bar, because let's call it what it is. If you don't like your life right now, it's not a mystery, it's a mirror. Your results are reflecting your standards. Your relationships, your body, your finances, your mood, all of it is echoing what you've been willing to tolerate. Don't blame circumstance. Don't blame your parents. Don't blame timing. Blame the bar. The quality of your life is dictated by the lowest level of behavior you're willing to accept from yourself. You don't need better luck. You need better boundaries. You don't need more motivation. You need a higher standard. You don't need a new life. You need to demand more from the one you're already in. Some of you are showing up with $1,000,000 dreams and $5 habits. You say you want excellence, but you settle for average because it's comfortable, it's easy, and nobody around you is calling you out on it. Well, I am. I'm telling you, your future is bleeding out through the gap between your dreams and your standards. Raise the bar. If you want a powerful relationship, don't tolerate half love. If you want a thriving body, stop feeding it like it's disposable. If you want financial abundance, stop making decisions like your broken spirit. This world will meet you at the level of your expectations. Raise them. Decide that average is a personal insult, that just enough is a lie, that being around people who don't call you higher is poison to your purpose. Burn this into your soul. I do not lower my standards to match the room. I raise the room with my standards. That means you show up like a leader even when no one's watching. That means you speak life into your day even when your mind's at war. That means you pursue mastery, not applause, purpose, not comfort. And when your current life starts stretching and resisting the new standard good, that's the sign you're growing. Let people call it too much. Let your comfort zone scream. Let the fear try to claw you back. You didn't come here to maintain the old. You came here to become the next level. You want transformation. It starts with a violent upgrade of what you will and will not allow from yourself anymore. Every time you raise your standard, you force your environment, your energy, your outcomes to rise with it, because high standards repel smallness, they expose laziness, they magnetize excellence, and that is who you are now. Not a person who tries, not a person who wishes, not a person who hopes. You're the person who refuses to shrink, refuses to settle, and refuses to repeat history, because you know now you are not your past. You are the pattern you break today, and you will not settle. You will raise the bar until your life has no choice but to meet it. Now move, time's not waiting, neither should you. Pain is fuel if you stop running from it and start burning it. Your future is being decided by what you do when no one's clapping. Let's go. Deep breath, because this isn't therapy, this is war. And the enemy, the version of you that keeps numbing the pain instead of transforming it. Some of you are sitting in silent suffering, praying it'll just fade. You scroll, you distract, you smile for the world and collapse when the doors close. But hear me, pain doesn't go away when you ignore it. It grows in the dark, it festers, it builds a cage, and if you keep running from it, it owns you. But if you stop running, if you turn around, stare it dead in the eye, and decide to use it, that pain becomes your fuel. Your fire, your forge, because pain is not here to break you. Pain is proof that something in you refuses to settle, that something in you still wants more. Pain is a signal, a siren, a demand for rebirth. But it only becomes power when you burn it with purpose. I've seen people take unspeakable trauma and use it to lead nations. I've seen addicts rise and coach others into sobriety. I've watched people who buried children turn their grief into global healing. Pain weaponized with intention becomes purpose incarnate, but that starts with ownership. No more stories, no more blame, no more why me. Start asking, what now? What can I build with this? What power is hiding inside this? You want freedom. You want strength. Stop anesthetizing and start alchemizing. Let the tears come. Let the truth roar. Let yourself feel it fully, and then channel it like a warrior on a mission. Use that betrayal as the reason you'll never betray yourself again. Use that heartbreak as the catalyst for a deeper love with yourself first. Use that trauma not as a label, but as a throne you rise from. You're not broken, you're becoming, and the pain that tried to bury you, it just planted you. Now rise, now grow, now burn so bright they never forget the ashes you rose from. Because here's the truth no one told you, you're allowed to use the pain, you don't owe it silence. You don't owe it reverence, you owe it a purpose. Your pain becomes power the moment you choose to tell a new story. You say, I'm hurting. Good, that means you still feel. That means you're alive. That means you've still got fire in the furnace. So stop sitting in the smoke, build something that sets the world on fire. You are not here to escape pain. You are here to transform it into your edge. You are here to turn agony into alchemy. You are here to burn your past into purpose. Pain is not the end. Pain is the beginning if you choose to use it. Now lean in, because if pain is fuel, what you do in the silence is the ignition. Your future is being decided by what you do when no one's clapping. Let's drop the mask. Who are you when the crowd's gone? Who are you when the likes disappear? Who are you when there's no feedback, no praise, no validation? That's the real you. And that right there is where your future is either being built or destroyed. It's easy to perform when people are watching. It's easy to be motivated when there's applause, but growth lives in the shadows, the unseen reps, the quiet grind, the boring, brutal discipline no one will ever thank you for. You want to dominate your future, win in the silence, win in the 5 a.m. wake-ups that no one sees, win in the hour of study when everyone else is scrolling, win in the no to that easy dopamine hit. Win in the yes to your standards when it's just you vs. you, because the world doesn't reward your intentions. It rewards your invisible standards, and every moment you show up without fanfare, you are building unstoppable internal power. Stop waiting for someone to cheer. Start being your own damn validation. Clapping doesn't create champions. Character in the dark does. The most dangerous person is the one who's mastered the art of showing up without a stage. The person who trains without trophies. The person who lives their values when it's inconvenient, when it's ugly, when it hurts, when it's lonely. Why? Because those reps count the most. That's when you become dangerous. That's when you build grit. That's when you shift your identity from hoping to become into already being your future self. They don't arrive with a crowd. They arrive in the mirror on the 100th day you kept the promise without 1 ounce of praise. It's in the silence that empires are built. It's in the silence that warriors are born. It's in the silence that confidence is carved from stone. So let's kill the illusion. The world owes you nothing. Success owes you nothing. Your purpose doesn't respond to noise, it responds to devotion. Don't show up for applause. Show up because this is who you are now. Every small act of discipline in the dark is a brick in the fortress of your future. And the moment you realize that, the moment you feel that deep in your soul, you stop waiting for someone to notice. You stop begging for recognition. You start becoming the kind of person who doesn't need permission to go all in. Because legends aren't made when everyone's watching. They're made when no one's paying attention and you still show up like the world depends on it. And guess what? It does. You showing up matters more than you know. Because the moment you master who you are when no one's clapping, the world will have no choice but to stand up and watch. Now go, burn the pain, win the silence, build the future before the world believes it's possible. Because you already know. Pain is fuel if you stop running from it and start burning it. Your future is being decided by what you do when no one's clapping. The dream is yours, not theirs. Protect it like it's oxygen. You don't get what you deserve, you get what you demand. There is a moment in life, and for some of you, that moment is now, where the noise of the world gets so loud, you start forgetting the voice that matters most, your own. You start second guessing your mission. You start diluting your vision. You start playing small, not because you want to, but because somewhere, somehow, you let other people's opinions hijack your destiny. But let me tell you the raw truth. The world doesn't need your watered-down dream. It needs the real thing. The bold, unreasonable, terrifying version that keeps you up at night and sets your soul on fire. That dream, that's yours, and if you don't protect it, the world will bury it beneath mediocrity. This isn't about being selfish. This is about being sovereign. People will project their fear onto your future. They will tell you to slow down, be realistic, stay safe. They will tell you you're too much, too intense, too driven, too obsessed. Let them. Because the same people who tell you it can't be done will ask you how you did it once it's done. You weren't born to fit in someone else's comfort zone. You weren't built to live a life that keeps everyone else comfortable while you suffocate silently. You weren't designed to compromise your calling just because it makes other people uncomfortable. The dream is yours. Protect it like oxygen. You don't apologize for needing air, so don't apologize for needing space to breathe, to build, to blaze a path no one else understands. Your vision was given to you, not them. So why are you waiting for their permission? They don't need to see it, you do. They don't need to understand it, you do. They don't need to believe it, you do. And if you don't, no one will. This is the war between purpose and approval. And one of them is going to win. You want to be liked, stay quiet, stay small, fit the mold. You want to be legendary, shatter the mold, offend mediocrity, be willing to walk alone, because people will mock what they don't understand until it's too big to ignore. They'll doubt you until they need you. They'll whisper until your results start screaming. You have one job: stay loyal to the vision. Loyal when it's lonely, loyal when it's doubted, loyal when it doesn't make sense yet. Your destiny is not up for debate, and it sure as hell isn't up for vote. So stop negotiating with people who have never been where you're going. Stop asking directions from people who have never built what you're building. Stop letting their opinions become your prison. Your dream isn't fragile, it's forged, and it only gets stronger the more you defend it. Let them laugh, let them leave, let them underestimate you. Just don't you underestimate you. Because you can't build an extraordinary life with ordinary boundaries, and that dream in your chest, it's counting on you to fight for it like your life depends on it, because it does. And here's the gut punch you've been avoiding. You don't get what you deserve. You get what you demand. Life doesn't hand out gold stars for potential. It doesn't reward intention. It rewards execution, relentlessness, non-negotiable standards. You think you're owed success because you've worked hard. No, you're owed nothing. You get what you claim, what you pursue without excuse, what you refuse to settle without. That means you stop waiting to be chosen. You stop hoping someone will see your value. You stop waiting for the stars to align or the fear to disappear. You stand the hell up and demand more from yourself, from your day, from your damn life. There's no fairy tale coming, no hero on the way. You're it. You want love that fulfills you. Demand it first from yourself. You want a body that performs at its peak. Demand the discipline. You want financial freedom. Demand the strategy, the sacrifice, the work. Because life responds to the energy of ownership. The moment you stop wishing and start demanding, you shift. You stop asking if and start deciding how. You stop saying someday and start acting like it's already yours, and you're just aligning reality to catch up. Demand means you show up even when it's inconvenient, even when you're tired, even when no one's watching, because that's who you are now. Someone who doesn't need permission to act like they matter. You think someone out there has more talent than you, probably, more resources, maybe, more connections, sure, but there's one thing they'll never have: more of your decision to refuse to live a small life. Because when you demand it, the universe bends, doors open, resources move, synchronicity fires. Why? Because when your belief becomes non-negotiable, reality has to catch up. But as long as you keep treating your goals like wishes instead of orders, life will treat you like a spectator. Stop earning your place, own it. Stop waiting for signs, be the sign. Stop hoping life changes, command it. This isn't arrogance, this is alignment. You're not pretending to be someone you're not, you're finally acting like who you've always been. And yes, it's going to be uncomfortable. Yes, people won't like it. Yes, your fear will scream, good. Because everything you want is buried just beneath the version of you that won't tolerate less than everything you were born for. Now breathe, look yourself in the eye, and remember, the dream is yours. Protect it like it's oxygen. You don't get what you deserve, you get what you demand. You've heard enough, you've been waiting, circling, doubting long enough. That part of you that's been hiding, that quiet, hungry, unbreakable part, it's not here by accident. It's alive right now because something in you is finally ready to wake up. Not halfway, not with a toe in the water, but fully, completely, no turning back, because deep down you already know who you really are. You've just been editing yourself to fit into a life that was never designed for your greatness. You weren't born to blend. You weren't built to survive. You were forged to lead, to rise, to roar. But none of it happens if you walk out of this moment and return to the person you were before. You have to choose. You either keep living as the echo of your past, or you become the architect of your future. This is not a suggestion. This is a calling. No one is coming. No one is saving you. You are either about to break through or break down. And it all comes down to this one truth. Your life changes the second you decide to stop betraying who you really are. So this is your moment, not tomorrow, not someday. Now, stand the hell up and claim the life that's been waiting for you to finally show up as the real you. The excuses are gone, the old story is done, and you're just getting started. This isn't motivation, it's your mirror. Look into it and either rise or get out of your own way.